Hello, hello. Happy Thursday evening. Welcome to Divine Insights. My name is Dr. Debbie Roche, and this is Divine Insights. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful week. I am going to hop on to the different platforms to share the link. I hope that everybody is enjoying their time today and the week. It's going to be actually a really cool weekend. A lot of cool stuff is going on. Let's see. Let's see if I can find. Oh, there I am. All right. I hope that I'm still learning how to work with all the little parameters and choices, media choices of this displaying this. Okay, 1 second. I'm almost there. Let's see. All right. All right. So. For those of you that are local, please join us at the Unity of Gulfport. I believe this week we are at the Catherine Hickman Theater. Hi, Mary. Welcome. I'll be with you in a little bit. I hope that you're doing great, Mary. I haven't seen you in person in a little while. And then we're going to share this to my page, and I think we are good to go. Let's see. How have you been, Mary? It's good to see you. You're living now a little bit further away, correct? Because I haven't seen you at. Okay, I think, let's see, did I do this yet? 1 second. All right, here we go. I think we are good to go. 1 second. All right. All right, I think we're good. Okay. Good deal. Are you happy there, Mary? I know is it similar weather? I'm assuming it's similar weather. So anyway, good. I'm so glad. Good. Okay. What kind of card would you like? We'll start right off. Let's see. Would you like me to pick the deck, or would you like to pick the deck? Hi, Shelly. Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Let's see, Mary. We have the past life deck. We have the shamanic deck. We have the Archangel Oracle deck. We have the Mary Queen of Angels deck. We have the Heart deck, Crystal deck, Fairy deck, and the Medicine Woman. Me pick. Okay. I think it is this deck because of the vibration of the deck. Now this deck. Hello, nice to see you, dear. Welcome, Victoria. Oh, my kitty is crying for me to come visit her. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Cuddles. She's like this. She's 23, and so she goes to the bedroom, and she cries for me to come pet her. Kitty, come back. Come over here and visit me. And so she gets real sad when I'm not there, and I hear a little sad meow. Hold on, kitty, meow, come here. So she's been extra cuddly today. So she's wanting me to go cuddle her, which is precious, of course. But I can't do that at the moment. So, all right. So yeah, she's my beloved, and I that's the first thing I do in the morning and at night is to cuddle her, because she's like this little feisty cat, but inside she's like a marshmallow. So like when I pull away, she'll actually swing at me with her claws to try to keep me there. And so, yeah, she's 22, and in like a couple of weeks, she'll be 23. So I am so lucky. I am so lucky that she's still on the planet with me. And she's just such a lovely little beastie that she's like my soulmate kitty. And every day we celebrate when she wakes up. So that's, if you hear a meow, yeah. If you hear a meow, that's her like saying, Mom, why are you not here petting me? You know the rules. So she runs the roost, and she supervises me all day long and has her whole life. So, all right, Mary. So this deck is by Rebecca Campbell, and she's kind of a new author to me, a card author. And I really like this deck that she created, which was the Rose deck. And this deck is very gentle in its energy, and I really like It's by Hay House, and I really like even the packaging of the deck. It's very gentle, and I love the feel of the gentleness. But this is her other deck, and so this was the deck that was vibrating at the same frequency or energy that you are when I tap in. If that makes sense. I know it's a little woohoo, but that's how it works when I'm kind of expanding my consciousness and connecting to your energy field. And so, yes, they are, Carolyn. They're so special. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine. I can't even think about her becoming an angel, which I'm sure she'll be right next to me, but still. But yeah, my beloved beastie. All right, Mary. Yes, yes, we are woohoo, Mary. Absolutely. So, all right, Mary, here we go. So, how my gift works is I have kind of a psychic movie screen on the front part of my brain, and I see images, numbers, or I'll see little movie clips, or I'll hear little phrases or things like that. There are other ways that my information comes to me, but those are the two main ways. And so with the cards, I'll see a number or I'll hear a number, and that's in sequence the number I stop at. And so I'm seeing a 1, I'm seeing a 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see a 16, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It is my sister's birthday today, and she passed this huge test today. And so I'm so proud of her. She has worked so hard, and I am so proud of her. Excuse me as I drop the cards. Um, and so, yeah, it's a big day for the family because she's been working so hard, and my sister's a good kid. So she's one of my favorite humans in the universe. And so I'm seeing a 3 and I'm seeing a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so I know to stop pulling cards because I see the image on my little psychic movie screen of hands going like this. And that means stop pulling cards. And so that's how I get my cues. People sometimes like to hear how that information comes to me. And so, yes. Hi, Reverend Kimberly. Welcome. Yes, Mary's on the live. So I was excited to see her. So here are your cards, Mary. And so when I pull cards, the last one is the power card. And what that means is that it's the most important message. It's like the priority message of the reading. And so Mary says, hello, best minister ever. That's right. No, that's right, Mary. Yeah, we all agree. And so, hold on, I just hit a button. Okay. And so, oh, okay. I love the art on these because it's so light filled. They're very pastel-y, but the frequency of the colors are very soft and very high vibration and filled with light. And so, yes, absolutely, we all feel that way. And Reverend Kimberly. And so, okay, all right, Mary, here's your reading. And so, you have a 5-card draw. First one, it says Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. And when I touch this card for you, Mary, what I'm hearing is that, yes, Victoria, I love that. They are beautiful cards. What I'm hearing is that they're wanting you to open up your consciousness, clear your mind, specifically around your intuition, and not to doubt whatever you hear. So when I touch this card, like there are many different ways of how I read the cards. One is the words. One is the pictures, what stands out on the pictures when I glance at it. And then another one is kind of what I see psychically when I touch the card. And so for this card, it says your guidance is divinely guided. And when I touch this card, the imaging and the message around the imaging was that they're wanting you to totally not doubt your intuition. So when an image comes, when a thought comes, or a feeling or a hunch, they're wanting you to suspend all disbelief and totally take action on the information that's coming through you or what you're sensing to do. Like not allowing specifically your thoughts, because you're very intelligent and very brilliant. And sometimes when our mind is used to that kind of thinking a lot, it can block us specifically from taking action on the divine guidance. Oh, okay. Second card, Mary. Oh, take a break. I don't feel it's a long break. It says a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So I feel like I'm not sure if you're working on a creative project. I know that Mary has two really wonderful books. I don't remember the names, the titles of them, but I think I have one of them, which reminds me I need to buy your book, Mary, your other one. I believe the light, was it something about the light? I remember that part of it. I have one of them and it's very good. And I love the way that Mary includes her poetry with her writing. And I'm actually going to be doing that. I'm trying to include some of my poetry into my next book too, but modeled after your inclusion of your poetry, Mary. So now you've inspired me to include some of my poems in this next work that I'm working on. So great job. Um, so take a break. So what they're wanting you to do is that just really like the next couple days, totally have fun. Don't do anything productive. I shouldn't say anything, but like totally focus on just enjoying the moment. Living in Light Spiritual Practices is the name of her next book. And so great job finishing the book. I'm realizing that writing is, it's hard for my brain anyway, the creative right brain. It can be hard to finish. So, but yeah, great job, Mary, on completing those works. But they're wanting you to just have a little bit more fun and not think so much. That's this card. And I'm seeing the images of really simple things like going to your favorite place by the water, maybe going to watch your favorite movie, whatever might that be. And so, but specifically taking a break from heavy thoughts, like anything that your mind is heavy with, or you're worried about, or whatever, like just clear it, go out under the sky, breathe in the sky, go by the water, laugh with friends, maybe go see a funny movie with them, whatever it is, just clear, taking a break from the mind. This is this confirmation. It says, I like this little guy. I don't know what type of ethnicity, but he's by the water and he's like looking out and I guess pondering what's next. That's kind of the image of the card. And it says, answer the call. It says, what is your soul calling you to do? And the emphasis here is on the word soul. Like when you go really deep, what is it that your soul most wants to do next? Because I feel energetically and vibrationally the next they're saying 3 to 6 months is very like rich with vibrational potential. Yeah, they did. They're really great cards. It's the same author. I don't know if you were on it when I was talking about of this deck. And they're produced by Hay House. And I love like the lightness of it and like the yin energy of it and like the high vibration colors and they're really gentle too. So it's high vibration, gentle colors. And so, but Mary, the emphasis on this card is like tapping into your soul. What would make you most happiest and filled with joy vibration? And they're wanting you to whatever your answer is, they're wanting you to do that, like to prioritize that over anything else. And so I'm not sure if it's a creative thing. I feel like it's some newer type of creative thing. It doesn't feel like writing. But it feels like it's something creative based. I feel there's community associated with it. And like it makes you happy. I feel like this sense of happiness. So I don't know exactly what the creative thing is, but I feel it deals with some type of interaction with people that are fun and creative and eccentric a little bit, but it's fun. And so I'm sorry, Macmillan, you can't solicit readings. I'm sorry. Somehow people get in here and then they try to solicit people, and I'm not sure how they're getting in, but hold on one second. Let's see. I haven't figured it out yet. So one second as I block people or block and then delete the comments. So anyway, Mary, specifically, they're wanting you to focus on, let's see. Sorry about this. Sorry, I'm not sure how people get on, but focusing on when you think about doing whatever it is that you think that you're supposed to do next, they're wanting you to focus on the vibration of the image or the information that comes to you, like that. And that's how they're wanting to guide you into the next right thing. So when I'm debating about what I want to do to spend my time on, sometimes I will psychically pull up the image of what it is that I'm thinking about doing. And I'll like tap into how that vibration feels. Is it a high vibration feeling when I think about it, or a slightly low vibration? I do that with options too, life options. And so that's kind of the same idea as what they're wanting you to do. So if you're kind of in limbo over doing two things with your creative time or your creative expression, they're wanting you to kind of pull up the idea and see how much like kind of joy you feel when you think about it. And that's the next thing that you're supposed to do, the one with the most joy vibration. And so, yes, Shelly, I'm not sure how to block the people that jump on and do that. So, the next card for you, Mary, it says you're already doing it. It says stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. When I touch this card for you, Mary, it's not about doing. This is about being ready for love. I know your first book was really great. The one poem about I remember one of your poems, and because I remember the rawness of the poem, and it was describing your last interaction, I think, with one of your exes. And it was it was about I think seeing the truth or hearing the truth was the last line. But the reason why I'm just talking about that poem because it relates to this card, and basically this is about you having the courage. Oh, great. You're thinking about two things. Awesome. But this card is really about you being like embracing your courage to love again. And so if you look at the image of the card, like walking through the image is a very like alone kind of image. The lady's walking through the woods. Maybe she's very connected and spiritually flowing with divine energy through her heart and maybe her essence. But she's still alone, and they're really wanting to prepare you to I'm hearing the word companion. So they're wanting you to prepare your consciousness, excuse me, for your next companion, because I feel like it's vibrationally in alignment with what is next in your life. And they're wanting you to love again. And so I feel like sometimes your mind blocks it and your heart closes to the idea. But they're really wanting you to prepare for it, because I feel there's somebody that you're going to encounter. They're saying 1 to 3 months. So I feel in the next 3 months, you're going to encounter this individual. And I feel like if your heart is open energetically and your mind is open and kind of ready, then you'll see the connection and recognize it. But if both of those things, especially if you have a lot of fear energy or your heart chakra is closed, then you'll somehow vibrationally miss the opportunity, if that makes sense. And so they're really wanting you to connect with this person. And it really feels a little bit just casual and fun and really gentle. Like I feel that the person's a real gentle soul and kind of a love bug, if that makes sense, like a cuddler, like just a lovey, like I don't feel any harsh energy in his energy field. And I don't feel like he's like just kind. But he may look differently than what you're used to dating or being attracted to. And I feel like it will be something in his either energy field or his laugh that will catch your attention, like in terms of, when you notice that the moment of noticing somebody in that way, it will be something in his energy field that you'll feel on your, like in your auric field or around you, or it will be something in his laugh. So those are the two kind of clues to kind of look. Awesome. So yeah, they're showing me the heart chakra, and ironically, I was going to be talking a little bit about the heart chakra today. So this year I've done a lot of heart chakra work because I'm so sensitive, but this was my healing year. And so I just wanted to mention a couple of the tools. I was guided to grab all my heart chakra tools to talk about it today. And so I will talk about it right after your reading is done. And so my favorite tools to open my own heart chakra. Also going to see Reverend Kimberly Harrell for her shamanic Reiki sessions and her energy work and her spiritual coaching was certainly so helpful to me in every area of my own spiritual healing and emotional healing this year. And so I highly recommend Reverend Kimberly for specifically her chakra work and her her Reiki alignment and her insight. And so that's always an awesome way to open and prime and to open up to the possibilities of divine potential, right? All right, Mary, we have one more. And so, but the thing is that they're wanting to emphasize that you're ready. You've done the healing work. You've done tons of processing. You have done awesome creative things with your heart energy. and all your experience in the heart chakra realm, both in your interaction with your exes and your healing from them. And so they're wanting me to remind you of your own spiritual strength as you prepare to open the heart. And so let's see the last card. And so this is your power cards. That makes sense, based upon the other cards of the reading. The power card is the most important. It's the power message of the reading. The other cards usually are kind of in support of this in some way, and these cards were. And so it says the crumbling. All right. And so it's an interesting image, and I want you to look at the image, because you see like the high vibration core of this opening of this building, like this crumbling down building. And so what they're wanting to emphasize is that you're safe, your heart is safe, and your connection, most importantly, your connection to the divine is strong enough to carry you through any old triggers, any old hurts, any old energetic fear-based kind of energy in that space when it's time to love. And so it's interesting that I pulled this card for you, because I've been in this space of really contemplating this whole idea of vulnerability of the heart, right? And so, I don't think there's anything more scary than really loving somebody, really being really open and doing it raw and right. And so this card for you is a reminder that the divine is within you and within your heart space. And you have done such wonderful work in not only connecting to that vibration, but even creating with that vibration. And that flow creates almost a pure high vibration energy within the heart area and the heart chakra. And they're really wanting to remind you that you are, as you think about loving again specifically and opening your heart and stepping into this high vibration of divine vulnerability, is that like you are safe. All is well. You're not going to make the same mistakes. You're not going to, you're going to recognize the red flags sooner because you're wiser, or you're vibrationally more astute. So you'll be able to feel the vibration clearer. You've done all this work in many ways to make sure that your vibration is high, and that awesome divine joy is like waiting for you in that connection. But it's so filled with light. It's the light, it's the divine light that this card is emphasizing. And so that was actually, ironically, or not so, of course, Reverend Kimberly, magic. I always think of the word magic when it comes to your work and you. So yes, absolutely. But yes, yeah, Reverend Kimberly's work is amazing and so heart healing in many ways, specifically for the personal alignment and the heart alignment. So yes, well deserved, Reverend Kimberly. It says the body is crumbling, but the energy. Yes, that's so true. I always feel that, as we're walking through even physical healing stuff, that it's our divine. If we're able to keep our spiritual vibration high, then anything else is secondary, because we're able to face everything and ultimately we'll heal somehow. Somehow we'll find the right answers or be led to the right people for the healing and the help. And so, but and ironically, it's this card that when I thought about doing tonight's readings, I wanted to start off with is that idea of being brave enough and courageous enough to really open our hearts in whatever areas of our life that we feel called to do. And that really does take a lot of courage if we have been hurt in some ways, and in whatever the ways, whether it be family or friends or intimate partners or whatever the case. And I wanted to mention a couple of the tools that I use, because I found them really helpful this year, and I still use them, depending, not as often. And so watching Reverend Kimberly with her, she has a chest of stones, of some precious crystals and stones. And so I've learned a lot by watching her. And so I went, after seeing her chest, I bought a little baby chest for my stones, and I went stone shopping. And so my favorite ones to use for the heart chakra, of course, is the rose quartz. It's kind of the most common, but for me, I have also found that clear quartz on my heart chakra and over my third eye is very, very helpful. And because I'm so sensitive that my auric field kind of picks up vibrations or lower vibration energy too easily. And so I use a lot of white quartz, clear quartz, along my body, especially putting the stones on my body when I'm doing meditation. I do a lot of acupuncture on myself during this time when I'm doing my healing stuff on myself. But I do a lot of clear quartz. I have a dream of having a clear quartz room one day, and just sitting there and doing many things in that room. But yeah, so clear quartz has been very helpful. And so what else? Fluorite over my heart has been really helpful. And also tiger's eye. Reverend Kimberly's much better at all the stone names. I just know them by the feel of them. But tiger's eye over my solar plexus has been helpful. And also, what else in that space? I've been doing a lot more with frequency stuff. So I bought frequency forks, and they sell them at the Mind Body Spirit Expo. And so this is for the heart chakra, and each of these energy centers have a specific vibrational frequency. And so for me, I'm so heart based that if my heart chakra is off, then everything is off. The heart chakra connects the chakras above the heart chakra and below. So it's kind of one of those core chakras that, for my body especially, and my energetic field, if that area is off, then nothing will work right. My emotions will hardly be off. My body will be off. I'll be exhausted. And so, so I specifically wanted to get these forks, and it resonates with the frequency of this of the heart chakra. And if you look at the images, most of the time it's in the middle of the chest. But I also do it right over my heart, and I'll do it in a clockwise rotation, or I'll place it actually on the heart or on the heart chakra. And so, a couple of my favorite oils that I use for that area, because I'm really preparing. Preparing to love again. That's my goal over the next few months, is really, or maybe next year. I'm not sure how long it will take, but to really just prepare. But most importantly, to connect to the frequency and vibration of the divine and flow that energy through my heart and me as I prepare. And because what I'm recognizing is one of the things that I've learned also from Reverend Kimberly Harrell is that is meditation and connecting to that quote. I can hear her saying, that still small voice deep within, that part of me. And because I went through an entire grief year, but the practice of that and the flow of that and strengthening that has really given me a lot of courage to maybe think about opening my heart. And a lot of us, I feel, whenever I muscle test people, which is a technique to see what areas are blocked, the heart chakra is probably the number one area that I see off, as well as the solar plexus, which I see them kind of connected to like that sense of self or love of the self, and then love of the self with others. And so a couple of the oils that I use most often for that area from a frequency perspective, one of them is rose. I like doTERRA. I think that it's higher vibration than all the rest, but I think anything quality oil would probably work, but I specifically like these. I use rose sometimes. What I use most often is geranium, though, for the heart chakra. I really like geranium. And I also use lavender. Lavender specifically is supposed to help integrate all the chakras. So I probably use lavender almost every day. I use it more than any other oil, but specifically for integration. But for the heart chakra, I most often use geranium, rose, and then sometimes a little spearmint, which I haven't looked up why, but that's the ones that energetically test strong. And so anyway, I will go back to my readings. But anyway, thank you, Mary, for being here. Reverend Kimberly, I was intuitively led to pull the shamanic deck, if you would like a reading, or any other of the other decks. And who is next? Who would like a reading next? So thank you for being here, Mary. We miss you. We'd love to see you soon. And I wish you lots of luck with your future endeavors, and also in finding that jolly, gentle guy that I see psychically. So much love to you. We miss you, and I hope to see you soon. All right, Carolyn, would you like me to pick? And then Shelly. Let's see. Okay. So all readings are done. I forgot to mention this. All readings are done on a donation basis, and all of the donation goes to support New Thought Community of Gulfport, previously known as Unity of Gulfport. And so if anybody feels guided to make a donation, it can be done at PayPal, which is unityofgulfport@gmail.com, Venmo, which is at Unity of Gulfport, and then the website unityofgulfport.org/give. I think the information is above and the information above this video. And so, Carolyn, am I miss you too, Mary, very much. And so, all right, so I'm picking. So I rarely use this deck, but this is the deck that's vibrating the highest for you. It's the past life deck. And so I started to get into past life readings. I had a really unique experience once. I had a brain injury a few years ago in the middle of chiropractic school. And I went to Wing's bookstore, and there was this guy there, and he's like, "Would you like a past life reading?" I said, "Sure," because I was having horrible symptoms. I couldn't walk. I could only walk like 10 feet at a time, and I had these horrible brain injury symptoms, like things I had never. My brain couldn't work, and so I was like, "Sure," I wasn't doing anything else, and so he gave me this reading, and he described how I died in the 15th century. And he said I was a witch in the woods that healed people with herbs and had a whole bunch of cats around me. And then, but he described the symptoms I had when I was dying. And the symptoms that I had were the exact same symptoms I had at that moment with the brain injury. And it was the first time that it gave me hope that I wasn't stuck with my brain working that way. And that was such a powerful moment, because it was like the first time they said because all the doctors told me I wouldn't get my brain back. And it was like the most terrifying experience, one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. And so I haven't used this. Yeah, totally amazing. It was, and I was, I've always been into intuition, but the brain injury actually shut down part of my brain, my left side of my brain. So everything, and how I survived that time was that my intuition, my brain couldn't go from a question to an answer. And so my intuition would throw me the image of the answer and images. And I could vibrationally feel my angels where they were standing, because my left brain had shut down. So it was a really, really weird experience. I mean, I was that way for months, like 10 months. It wasn't like a day. And so it was really profound. So anyway, these are past life cards. And so I always find when it comes to past lives that there are rhythms. Thank you, Victoria. Yes. There are energetic rhythms that play out in our lives that often like trip us up. They're usually things where oftentimes we're not very conscious of them, that there are rhythms from a past life, or that we have energetic influences. I often find, for me specifically, that my past life interactions show up in my romantic relationships. And so I get tripped up that way. But it could be sometimes it's a poverty mentality with people. Excuse me. Sometimes it's self-limiting thoughts that prevent them from stepping up into their role here, what they're meant to be here soul-wise. Yes, Mary, was totally amazing. Yes, absolutely. And so for you specifically, let me tap in for a second. This past life reading is specifically focused on, they're showing me thought patterns. So there's some type of thinking that is either blocking you or preventing you from moving forward. I don't feel it's a relationship. I feel it's something in your work, or they're showing me you focusing on something when I tap in, like show me more of the image. And so, like I said, I've never used this deck on this online platform. I rarely actually even use this deck in my own card pulls, but they're wanting me to pull this this deck for you. So we'll see. Let's see what the cards say. So I see a 1, I see a 6. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see a 19. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's your power card. So let's see. This will be interesting. I've never done it. I've never done this. All right. It'll be interesting because I've never done it this way before. All right. So thank you, Mary, for I'm always the intuitive stuff. It always amazes me all the time in every way. So when I touch this card, it says baby, and when I ask psychically, how does this card relate to Carolyn and my reading for her today? They're saying that this pattern of they're showing me heavy energy in your mind, and it's almost like, and they're showing me like this image of this, and what that means is it's something that prevents you from seeing the possibility of your life and your personal potential. So and you carry it with you each life. And so that's what I, because when I look at the cards, like I said, my information comes to me in many different ways. And so, but when I specifically touch this card for you, that's what the is that you carry it into each lifetime. This mind pattern of their self-limitation or not believing in your gifts. Um, I'm hearing the words inhibiting your joy. So this is decreasing the vibrancy of your life and your full potential of experience. And they're showing me like somebody riding a roller coaster, but with a big X on it. Like it's limiting your full vibrancy of experiencing this life now. And so, and they're showing me blinders, like the blinders of a horse. And so I feel like you might not even recognize it cognitively. So if this reading doesn't necessarily fit you exactly, kind of step back with kind of like, hear what I say, or even go back to the video maybe in a couple of days, because I feel the awareness of it might open up later if it's not obvious right now. This limited belief is going to also hit your relationships. Okay, so I know I carry a little bit of this energy just from my earlier life, I think, into my relationships. And so they're saying that when it comes to your relationship dynamic, there's something about this vibration, this limiting vibration, that you also carry into intimate relationship with you. And I feel like as a result, you protect your heart too much, or you'll run away too quickly, or you won't allow somebody to really deeply love you. And they're showing me an image of an open heart and an open-hearted, full way. And so if you're having trouble in that area, and sometimes my intuitive guides will not allow me to see all of the details for privacy I can't talk tonight. For privacy reasons for the person I'm reading for. So they're not showing me the details. I'm not sure why, specifically in the relationship area. But I'm hearing the words loving the self. So it prevents you from deeply loving the self in a way that that energy comes out into your intimate relationship dynamic, that lack of self-love. And I feel there's some emotional reactivity, whether that you be pulling back or closing the heart or not showing up open and vulnerable. So something about this energy is impacting that area too, that's what I'm seeing. And so I'm asking, okay, what's some solution here to clear this energy, right? And so, yay, I'm right on. Okay, all right, yay. So when I asked this, I said, is it something related to an actual like human father? And I heard no. They're saying that this is the solution of clearing it is about your connection to the divine. And I know that's kind of, I mean, we're a spiritual community, so of course I'm going to relate something about it. But you specifically in this reading, they're guiding you that the purity and strength of your connection to your spirituality, or however you define like divine energy in your life, and you connecting to that, whether that be nature, whether it be the earth, whether it be the love of your heart with an animal, whether it be love of doing something that you're passionate about, wherever you find that frequency, they're wanting you to connect more fully to it, because I'm hearing the words trust. I feel like, especially when it comes to this type of not reactivity and relationship, but when I'm hearing that the more that you're able to strengthen your spiritual core and your spiritual connection, you will be able to have more faith that your heart is safe and that you are worthy of real love. I'm not sure why they're saying it specifically that way, but I audibly heard those words: worthy of real, gentle, consistent, honoring love. And knowing that not only that type of love exists for you, that you're worthy of it, but even more importantly, that you're safe opening up the heart to connect to that vibration and that type of love. And so this is a part of you clearing this karmic pattern somehow, is to increase your awareness, that you're capable of standing there vulnerable with an open heart. And this is so ironic because I've been just pondering all this stuff. So I was always amazed. I'm always amazed at how people, like, people's readings are so in alignment with what I'm either thinking about or pondering for the day. But yeah, this is, and learning to parent the self. And so I don't know if you've walked through trauma as a kid or neglect or abandonment or something like that. There's a great 12-step recovery group that I look at more and more as I go deeper into my own healing. It's called ACOA, which is Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families. And in that program, they have great tools, just concept tools, especially if you walk through hard stuff. But that the focus of that program is to learn how to parent the child that was never taken care of. And so there's some of that kind of consciousness shift of doing lots of self-care, of really investing your energy and focus and attention and resources into the self, and whether that be all the physical self-care stuff like exercise and eating right, or spiritual self-care, really taking the time and focus of connecting to the divine. But that not only, so the two tools they're recommending on clearing this energy that is being carried over, and they're showing me, I'm trying to ask, where did this come from? The image that I'm getting, I'm tapping into your past life. I'm kind of extending my consciousness along your energetic field to your past life area. And what I'm seeing psychically is that you had, your partner was either like, it was like you were almost killed by a partner in a past life, and it was such a violation of trust, and you were very devoted to this person. And I feel it was related to either, it was like money, it was like a money thing. I don't know what they're saying about that, but that it was such a heart violation that you closed down your heart, not only to someone else completely, but also to yourself. And they're just, they're reminding you, they're wanting me to remind you that this is, Kimberly says, miss you, look forward to a visit. I think it's to married, I'm not sure. But yes, Carolyn, so that they're really wanting you to shift that energy away from your heart. And so a couple tools, one is getting closer to the connection to the divine. Another one is focusing a lot on self-care and nurturing the inner child, and working on whatever faith practice you have to connect you to that frequency. Because I feel that it's the divine frequency of spiritual practices or spiritual connection that can shift the energy away from the heart that was so violated in the past life. And so phobias, this is not related to the actual word or concept of phobia. It's about your thoughts. They're emphasizing your thoughts, and they're wanting you to just be extra careful about how you think about yourself and frame what you're seeing in your life. And so, because this is the power card, it's imprisoning you in some way, and they're wanting you to break out of that imprisonment, if that makes sense. So I hope that's helpful, Carolyn. This is that was a new deck, or it's that I usually don't use that deck on this platform, but I hope that was helpful. Welcome. If you're local, we have a Sunday service at the Gulfport Casino, usually at the Gulfport Casino this Sunday, but it will be at the Catherine Hickman Theater. And then let's see, we have also, there's the Gulfport Love, Pride, and Peace Festival. I'm playing a couple songs with Lindy, and that will be fun. That's in Gulfport on Sunday. I'll be there at 3:45. And so also Reverend Kimberly's meditation is at 11:30 a.m. On Wednesdays at Veterans Park. And so, and also the 21st is the new moon ceremony that I'll be leading that ceremony. I think that's on March 21st. And so feel free to join us, anybody that's on. I'd love to meet you too, Carolyn. So super nice to meet you on here. Glad that you were able to join us today. So I'm glad it totally makes sense. And so, like I said, that was a new platform to do that type of reading. So I appreciate the feedback on the reading. And so welcome. Somebody was mad. Somebody gave me a little mad face. Is it Victor? Who gave me a mad face? Carol. Oh, a little concerned looking face. And so, is Victoria here? Victoria, are you still on? I know I went a little long with some of the readings. And Shelly, are you still on? I'm sorry that if I didn't get to you. But great, Victoria. Okay. Would you like me to pick your deck or would you like to? Yes, Shelly. Okay. You're after Victoria. I feel it's the Mother Mary deck, Victoria. So, all right. Here we go. Mother Mary is always my favorite deity. It's the one I've always been closest to growing up. And so this was the deck, and it's the Mother Mary deck. So I see 1, I see 3, 5, 6. All right. First card, Victoria. It says, inner child, I nurture the child within me through playfulness and self-care. Thank you, Victoria. Yes, thank you so much. Yes. But really nurturing the inner child, which is all about nurturing the self in little and big ways, right? It's usually when I'm tapping into my inner child and asking, what do you need? You know, it's usually simple, like I need to be out under the sky or to cuddle my cat or something simple. So they're really wanting you to tap into your heart and ask what it needs and then follow through on whatever it is that you hear. And so the next card is God. It says, I step out of the way and surrender any need for control. That's hard sometimes, but that's what they're wanting you to do. I step out of the way. We'll repeat that for all of us. I step out of the way and surrender any need for control in order to make room for God's healing love to flow through me and this situation. So whatever it is that you might be worried about or a little nervous about or concerned, like just know that the divine has your back and just kind of keep your thoughts away from it. Whatever you like, of course, there's always action in some situations, but if it's not action, don't think worried thoughts about it. Just know that the divine is taking care of things in the background. I know it's not always an easy thing to do. Surrender and especially control is not always an easy thing. And so, but yeah, next one says, be strong. And yes, I feel you're very strong. It says, I pull myself up and do what needs to be done. Lord, I'm saying that again for all of us. I pull myself up and do what needs to be done because we are strong and you are definitely strong. Last one, great. This is the power card for you. This is a great card for you. It says, health. My prayers for healing miracles have been heard and answered. So I feel for this is all about faith in the healing, both physical and heart and mind. It's that belief that allows us to move forward and to allow us to hold space for the divine potential of healing. And I certainly have been at very scary healing situations in my life and really scary, debilitating physical and brain-based situations. And it was always that hope in the divine potential of healing that really was able to shift me into a place of action. And then that positive energy and that vibration carried me forward. And so they're wanting, this is your power card, Victoria. And so I know for me in those moments of like really never knowing if I would ever be able to be functional, it was that embracing the divine frequency of hope and the potential of what my life could be and how I wanted to serve the universe with my heart. That really kept me going when it was pretty dark when it came to healing and my health. So know that is there for you, that belief and the hope and divine healing, and that your angels are all around you. And I personally believe that all healing experiences are spiritual teachers, and it teaches us how strong we are and how big our faith is, and it leads us to amazing things if we're able to see it from that perspective and that vibration, rather than the fear or the negative thoughts, and that can be really hard in that situation. So I'm sending a lot of love and a lot of prayers and high vibration energy your way, and holding a divine space for optimal healing. And so I hope that you're doing well. Let's see. Shelly, are you here? Shelly. Thank you for your text messages. They're always so sweet. I hope that you're doing well. I'm not sure if you hopped off. Let's see. Is Shelly still on? Yes. Okay, great. Would you like me to select some cards for you? Or I'm sorry, select the deck. Oh, you're welcome, Victoria. Many blessings to you. Okay, so am I picking your deck? Or are you picking your deck? So Shelly is also an intuitive. I believe she'll be at the Mind Body Spirit Expo. Is that a yes, please, for me to pick? I'm assuming it is. If not, let me know. Let's see. I think it's this deck. I haven't played with this deck in a little. It's a new deck, but my favorite part of this deck, I mean, besides the fact that it's a shamanic kind of image of the woman of a woman, and I love that. I'm very drawn to the shamanic path. But I love the intense little turtle that is on this deck. Look at that little, like that turtle is ready for whatever comes its way. So, I'm so glad. Yes, Shelly is awesome. Thank you, Victoria. And so, yes, it's a great event. It's one of my favorite things. The whole metaphysical community comes together, and it's at the casino. So it's very high vibration. The water, especially with the windows. So you have all these high vibration people excited to be there and to see each other, right? And then you have the water around the whole place, and then everybody sharing their gifts. And so like it's such a high vibration day, and there's like great talks all day long by awesome people in the community. And what else about the day that I really love? Just that I get to connect so many different people, and I get to see all my metaphysical friends. And so all right, so this deck, it has an earthy feel to it, an earthy kind of flowy feel. What's different about this deck is that the outsides are different colors. That's a first. Usually the outsides are uniform, but they have different colors. And so I love the imagery on this deck. And I love the imagery of her hair, like the idea of the wind going. I love that reminds me of like being out by the ocean in a storm. I love to get in the water when storms are going on, because all the elements are like the rain's coming down, and it's like just one with the divine, the strength of the divine. But yeah, like that idea of just that the free flow of divine energy through us, within us, around us, like that, but connected to the earth too. You know what I mean? So all right, so Shelly, I hope you're having a good week. I know we're supposed to talk soon. I'm sorry, I know we've both been busy, and so Victoria says she loves that deck too. And yes, absolutely. So I'm glad you're going to be at the expo. I'm excited to see you, Shelly. I'm usually right by the door on the left when you walk in. So usually come find me if I don't find you first. So, okay. So I see, I did the one, I see a 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see an 8 and 9. 8, 9, I see 16, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16. I'm hearing, before I pull cards for you, Shelly, is that I'm excited to see you, honey. I know we've been trying to connect. I know we've both been busy this last week. My sister did pass her exam, so I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Oh, I've been there like 4 days in a row trying to, holding space for her study time, and I'm so grateful that she passed. Oh my God. And so we will definitely take some pictures, Victoria, and I will post it. So I'll take pictures of everything so you can see everything, Victoria. So, all right, Shelly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is your power card. Okay, first one, Shelley. The male principle, it says, a step towards reconciling with the masculine is before you. Ooh, that's a lot. I think we spoke of this briefly, but this card is about forgiveness for you. So specifically around men in your life, father stuff, ex-partner stuff. Because I feel what they're showing me is that, because I've been really contemplating a lot about male female energy, which isn't the right wording sometimes, because I feel like there's yin and yang, and then masculine, feminine, and all of the flow of that. Because I see myself shifting in some areas, and then in other ways shifting too. So, but yeah, like what they're wanting in this card, Victoria says, is that they're in that forgiveness process. It's going to help align the energies within you, because I feel they're wanting you to prompt more what's more traditionally in our society, the more male energy, specifically around laser focus. And so, but there's something pivotal in the forgiveness of these men in your life that have hurt you. And forgiveness is not an easy thing. I've been really contemplating that a lot this year with the passing of my father and the ending of a relationship. And forgiveness, of course, is all about us claiming that forgiveness energy for ourselves. But when we've been really hurt and maybe we haven't heard the apology, I think it can be a process to feel the hurt, release it, and then release the anger. And so I know for me, I talk a good forgiveness game, but then I'll pick it up sometimes. Reverend Kimberly is doing a great class coming up. I forget the date, on Ho'oponopono, which is a spiritual practice. I want to say it's Hawaiian. I don't know much about it, but I know that it does involve forgiveness and shifting some of the energies around that to be able to let things go and welcome the divine energy in that space. I want to say it's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure, but you might want to look up the date of that if Reverend Kimberly doesn't post it. But yeah, they're wanting you to. Yay! I'm so glad. I'm so glad to hear that, Shelley. And so yeah, the journaling has been such a powerful tool in my own life to heal and help align my heart and to hear my intuition as well. It's one of the practices I do every single night, and sometimes in the morning, depending on how much spiritual momentum that I'm focused on. But yeah, the journaling has been so life-changing. That was actually the first way when I was real young, like 10, 11, that I would connect to my intuitive gift, because I could feel the energy in my writing. And so I'm so glad that you found that helpful. So yes, I'm so glad. Second card for you, Shelley. It says creative fire. Reveal your creative talent for an inspired life. Ooh, reveal your creative talent for an inspired life. The key word being inspired. And so, Maida, you're not allowed to be on this event, so goodbye. We're going to block her. Okay. I'm not sure how people come on here and solicit readings, but I don't know. Let's see. Let me block that comment. So, the key word is inspired. We can do a whole bunch of things with our time. We can trade our time for money, trade our time for all kinds of things. But the most important thing is that word inspired. They want you to really focus, or to open your awareness up to find the things that really that bring that passion to your heart to take action on. Like, I feel that there's a couple of things that you're really passionate about that you might not have connected to lately, but I feel you have a lot of not only personal energetic momentum for the thing that you're passionate about, but also that your spiritual helpers also are carrying a momentum for you for it too. Meaning, like, there's a lot of momentum for you to do it, and for some reason you're not doing it. And so they're wanting to remind you, hey, this is yours to do. You have a lot of passion and you have a lot of spiritual momentum behind you. Don't forget, because the more that you do that, not only do they show me like you stepping up into like a stronger, aligned, energetically more grounded and kind of a more powerful version of you, but that you'll feel so happy and fulfilled doing it. And it's like plus, 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 plus on all the categories. So just spend some time and ask yourself, what am I most meant to do here? And what is preventing me from doing it? And even if you do it for 5 minutes a day, they're wanting you to do it for 5 minutes a day. And they're saying, even if in little chunks, that you'll gain momentum that way, and you'll feel the frequency of that energy, and that it will motivate you forward. And specifically, I'm hearing the word audibly, empower you, because then the other ideas will come as to the next steps. But it's in that movement of the action. Awesome, Shelley. So glad to hear that you started doing it. Wonderful. Oh, I am a little klutzy. I've always been a little klutzy. That's okay. Let's see. Mystery, it says. Open yourself up to the unseen. A direction is revealed. So, open yourself up to the unseen, direction is revealed. So if there's something in your life that you just can't get clarity on, and so what they're wanting you to do is to almost like up your faith on it, clear any staticky thoughts around it, and just know that the divine has your back and an answer will be revealed to you. And that's a really hard thing to do sometimes, especially if you're used to using your mind, your strong mind, to lead your life. Because I always battle, like my mind will come in and I'm like, no, I'm going to let spirit handle this. And then my mind will come in again and I have to clear it. And then I have to hand it over. So it is good. It's a practice sometimes. And certain things are easier to hand over than others. But they're wanting you to know that you have such strong angel helpers around you. And that the more that you're able to not be dictated by your mind, but led by your faith. And so, and having trust in the mystery of the divine and all of the divine synchronicities and opportunities and perfect people that come in perfect moments, like trust that rather than any fear-based or control-based thinking that you're being on. And so, yes, feeling and not knowing, yes, and opening up to that divine potential. And so, let's see. Yes. And so, let's see. The art of ritual is the next one. It says, practice rituals to re-enchant your life. They're wanting you to emphasize, they're just reminding you, hey, you need to put some more spiritual ritual or energetic metaphysical rituals in your life, because I feel like you're a sensitive like me. Your energetics and your auric field, and which means that when we're sensitive, I feel that we have to take extra action to not only preserve our energy field, but to refuel it with divine frequency. And that could be as simple as, they're cracking my voice with this, so this is double confirmation. It could be as simple as you doing a few minutes of breath work or meditation before work or whatever, or getting outside under the clouds and setting an intention, or getting your hands and feet into the earth, or having, I'm sure you have altars and spiritual things around your house in some way, but they're wanting you to up the ritual of your spiritual practices to refuel the frequency of divine energy in your consciousness, your heart, and your life. That's the word that I'm hearing. It's almost because you are so sensitive in your auric field. When we do this work, our auric field can be a little thin, which means that we are greatly impacted by other energies. And so they're just reminding you, hey, you might want to do some extra energetic protection of your field, or clearing it with certain crystals. Reverend Kimberly is amazing at that with her work in that area. Or even there are some essential oils that can be helpful, like Tear Shield has a great frequency blocker. Lemongrass actually is great at blocking frequency too, away from the field. Or just getting into an Epsom salt bath. I take Epsom salt baths every night for that reason, to clear my auric field. And so they're just wanting you to, but going back to the spiritual practices, that they're really wanting you to just find ways. I feel it's only a few minutes here and there, but it's the consistency of that. Like I used to keep, when I was at in my chiropractic clinicals, I kept a stone eagle in my pocket, because my chiropractic the internship, or the last phase of that, the clinical phase, was so horrible. It was like the most horrible time period of so many years. It was just so bad. And I would touch that stone eagle, Sebastian, because I knew, like, I am meant to get through this, even as awful and as whatever as it was, unfair and whatever. Like, I was so determined that I was going to get through this really unfair, horrible situation. But it was the practice of having that stone near me and what I had attached the meaning of that stone, because I felt that I was an eagle and I was going to get through this, that I was going to step up into my path. But that it's those little tiny things that you can connect to spiritually and divine wise throughout the day that can so make a difference with the mind. And it's, and you have such a strong mind. So keeping your mind in that right spiritual space is essential. So I'm going a little long with this reading. Sacred ceremonies. This card, it says, I remind your soul of the sacredness of the world. What a great, and Victoria says, right on. But it says, I really like this. I remind your soul of the sacredness of the world. Sacredness. They're wanting you to find the sacredness in your everyday, in your heart, and the things around you that you have great meaning to in your heart. But I'm hearing the word intention. When I look at this card for you, I hear the word intention, Shelley. And conviction, spiritual conviction. So this is about getting clear as to what you feel you are truly meant to do here. And then once you get clear on that, and they're showing me journaling will help with that fine tuning of that, is that to create some type of sacred ceremony about you committing to that intention of what you're here to do for yourself, and kind of like your contract with the divine. So however that sacred ceremony is, sometimes I know Reverend Kimberly goes taking the waters out in the ocean. There are many, I'm trying to think of what things. Sometimes I light a candle and I set intentions, or certain prayers or movement prayers, whatever it is that your connection to the divine in terms of your personal commitment to what you are meant to do here specifically. How are you going to serve the universe with your heart and your spiritual gifts? Something about that, but the commitment is the most important. So, Victoria says, total comment. You got it, girl. So yeah. Victoria's cheering you on. Shelley, I hope that's helpful. And it's very nice to see you. So I have time for one more quick reading, and then I am at my hour. I have a little girl waiting for me to help her with her project. So I need to jump off a little bit sooner than I'd probably go a little longer if that wasn't the case. But that she is waiting to finish this project she's been working on for 4 days. We've been working on this project for a very long time. And so I'm going to do a collective reading. Oh, I see somebody something at the bottom. So let's see. Thank you so much. That's right. Candles, prayers, dance, love the weather, nature. Yes. Everything is sacred if we connect to it in that way, if we're able to. So you're welcome, dear. You're welcome. You're welcome. Once again, if anybody feels guided to make a donation, the information is above this video. I'm not sure if it's above or below it when it streams, but it can be done if you're guided. We certainly appreciate the support. And that is at PayPal, which is unityofgulfport@gmail.com, Venmo, which is at Unity of Gulfport, or the website unityofgulfport.org/give. So we're going to do a collective reading. Oh, you're welcome, Victoria. I'm so glad to see you here. I appreciate that. Sending love and light to you too as well. Thank you so much. All right. So a collective reading is for all of us, and I'm doing it from the fairy deck. I don't really often connect with fairies, but the vibration of the deck says it's time to use this deck. So collective reading is for all of us. These are cards that the message is for the upcoming week, and to help us, empower us vibrationally and spiritually. All right. I see a 1, I see a 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. 17, I see a 23, and we're done with that. All right. First one. Thank you, Victoria, for the heart. Sending love and prayers to you too. New career says your work focus is shifting in a positive, new, and successful direction. So when I touch this card, I feel it's ideas like divinely guided ideas that are coming into our consciousness to help us with more creativity around our work. And so be on the lookout for anything that you intuitively get, or any intuitive messages, or ideas that maybe are a different angle, or a completely different idea of maybe how you've always done things around your work or around the process of work. But yeah, there's some divinely guided ideas that are coming, and to be aware of them. And when the idea hits, don't just throw it away because it feels new or a little scary. That's the message around that one. Next one, it says, ask for what you want. And it has a little boy angel saying prayers with a little daffodil. That's so sweet. Let the universe and other people know what you need. So this is about communication, not only with, the people in our lives, right? Being, courageous enough and strong enough to ask, and vulnerable enough to ask for what you need, both from people in your life and also your angels. So our angels are always around us, just waiting to help, but sometimes they need to be asked. And so I've been learning to do that more and more. But look at the little daffodil, the cute little boy angel. Probably like Reverend Kimberly's grandchildren. They're so cute. All right, winter. It says the answers to your prayers and affirmations are fully realized in the winter months. So what are we in? We're almost in spring, right? So it might be, if you're working on something, no, it's coming. Don't give up. It just might not be time for it to be yet, whether that be a relationship or a business project or a creative project or whatever it might be. Just keep up. They're showing me, keep taking the small action steps and believe that it's coming to you. And so the last one, oh, this is a good card. I don't know. This is a good card. Let's see. It says the love life. Look at the little fairies. It says, the basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. So if you have a hope for something related to love, that there is some like energetic openings for that potentiality. So know that if you are wanting new love, or you're thinking about loving again, or whatever it is, that there is a spiritual momentum and spiritual energy of holding sacred space for the divine potential of that and the opportunity for that. And so I hope everybody, boy, these are jumping cards. So I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful week. A reminder, 10:30 a.m. New Thought Community of Gulfport is at the Catherine Hickman Theater at the same time as normal service, 10:30 a.m. Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. And Veterans Park in Gulfport is Reverend Kimberly's meditation. And then this Divine Insights, this intuitive live occurs 7:30 p.m. on Thursdays. And then what else? And also the Gulfport Love, Pride and Peace Festival is Sunday, and I'm playing at 3:45. I don't know if it's the main stage, and so that will be fun. I'm there with my friend Lynn, who's an amazing musician. And so I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Thank you so much, Shelley. Sending love and prayers your way too. And I'm trying to think of anything else that's going on that I need to mention that I can think of. Motown event with Jay Maya and his awesome, talented friends. I don't know the date of that. Oh, it's right after my birthday. It's March 16th. So if anybody would like to join us for an amazing show, Jay Maya, who's one of my very dearest friends and great loves. I love him so. He is phenomenal, and his posse, his very musically talented posse, will be with him. That is also at the Catherine Hickman Theater, March 16th. I want to say at 7 p.m. I believe tickets are still available. So go to the website if you'd like to come. I believe they're $25 for general admission. And then I want to say $45 if you want to eat beforehand and meet everybody. What else? I think that's it. So much love, many blessings, and I hope to see you next week. Take care now. Bye-bye. Love and light to you too, Carolyn. Thank you. Bye-bye.